Number 1.
I think it's our first look at the red sleeves. I feel like we got 4 players with blue sleeves.
I think you're right.
First
and
time up.
Ironically, it is on the blue side.
Oh, it just makes it more striking. It stands out.
I do like it. It doesn't fade into the background, but ooh, starting off with a little charming Perilia. So for the rest of this turn, if Fox summons any monster from the hand, normal or special, Samuel will draw a card.
Going to the main phase here. Oh, with Fiendsmith tracked.
That's a card that can kind of get around Perilia.
It adds it to hand, but then immediately discards it. So it's summoning from the graveyard.
Exactly. So Fabled Lure, we've seen this before. Going to the graveyard, special summoning back to the field.
I'm going to link someone to Requiem. Or
Linking away the Lure for the Requiem here.
Requiem effect. That's fine.
Tributes off Requiem, special summons Fiendsmith Engraver from the deck.
Requiem effect and Requiem.
All right, no cards committed from the hand yet from Fox to give anything to Sam, but it looks like he will be doing so now.
And that'll go for 1 draw. And then Diabellstar can attack. Can activate.
It looks like 2 Witches effects. Samuel has many responses to consider. Going to be opting to use Infinite Impermanence, cutting it off right there.
Solid choice here, because now he knows Fox is going to need to continue his plays to summon. He does have 2 monsters on the board, meaning he could summon a Link 2 potentially. He still has his normal summon available,
Which would give Sam another draw.
I'll link someone for. I'll link someone for. Sequence.
Looks like he's going to go straight into Fiendsmith sequence here.
I link on someone. It's fine. Activate sequence effect.
Sequence effect is met with Effect Veiler. Now that does open up some things for Fox here because a monster effect was activated in the main phase. That's something Samuel was trying to play around earlier by using the Infinite Impermanence first.
Samuel not short on any of those interactions from the hand here in game 1. Sometimes losing the die roll doesn't feel great, but if you draw those certain pieces, you can really navigate through your opponent's turn pretty well.
Graver's going to resolve, though, and it'll pop back out of the graveyard. Still not the hand, so no draw for Samuel.
I will track effect and graveyard.
Oh,
Use
okay.
the track
So
effect to fusion summon.
looks like he might be trying to go. Oh, so he has an engraver in hand that he's going to use, so he can leave the engraver on the field.
The fusion summon.
And now he's going to fusion summon Fiendsmith Lacrima.
It's not a summon that doesn't start
Not a
chain.
build. Yeah. Lacrima effect, target sequence.
That's fine.
Still avoiding that normal summon, not wanting to give Samuel any extra cards. Lacrima is going to bring back sequence.
Summon for Beatrice.
Yes.
Overlays those 2 level 6 for the rank 6 Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal.
This is a fine position to be in still after all those responses from the hand. You can potentially reach the entirety of the Snake Eye combo from this position.
Now, I believe Fox was the one who came in first with the Snake Eye deck that was using the
I will activate Lacrima.
Phoenix fusion to be able to finish off their opponent in the very
Blaze
first
Phoenix.
turn. Yep, Blaze Phoenix, Bombarded Phoenix. Yep.
Yeah, that involved resetting it with Zealantis, right? And then special summoning it back with something else, too.
Yep, and bringing it back with Princess, just finding ways to summon it multiple times.
That's
Pretty
right.
cool.
It was the fusion summon, Princess, and then the summon back from Zealantis to use it 3 times.
I don't think that's
sweet
what he's
deck.
going for here, is it?
Oh,
Like,
no,
yeah,
but that was a
no.
pretty sweet deck to like
Yeah.
get him here to this point.
Yes.
But now he's going to link away Beatrice and the sequence to summon the Princess. You can summon back that Snake Eye Ash, that the Beatrice into the graveyard.
The Snake Eye deck is just so resilient to all these interruptions, able to find its way to its main combo.
Triggers.
Lots of utility as long as you have monsters on the board to continue link climbing.
But that is another draw for Sam here. One that might have been a powerful one.
That's fine.
Now, Sam, I think, has already seen 7 cards out of his deck on this very first turn when he hasn't had a chance to play yet. Pretty cool. I really like the Mulcharman Perilia. And to see it in the main deck of something that's not Tempai Dragon, I mean, that's a bold choice, but might be one that pays off for him here in this match.
Activate Temple.
Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. Coming up next for Fox, it's going to let him place a Snake Eye monster from his deck into the Spell and Trap Zone.
Looks like a Snake Eye Diabellstar, as you've seen many times up to this point.
And at this point, there's a bit of a pause.
Snake Eye Ash.
Considering, it looks like he was considering what he was going to send with the Ash effect, whether it's going to be the Princess or if it's going to be the Diabellstar. Because he has not used the effect of Pop Art just yet.
Looks like he's thinking about it being Princess. He's going to go with the Princess. Feels bad losing that 3 link rating there, but it also makes sure he's not locked into fires anymore.
And it has already used its effect to summon from the graveyard, so it's, you know, minimal value at this point. You just want it in the graveyard. You might as well get rid of the restriction while you can, because you don't really want to have to burn one of those other fire monsters in your extra deck at this juncture.
It's checking the cards in the graveyard, see what all has been used. Now, he did not use the Lacrima, right?
I think, or the
He
to
did,
do-
because
to do
he used it
1200. No, he didn't use the effect to do the
burn.
damage.
No,
yeah,
no,
I
not the
don't think
damage,
so.
yeah.
He didn't
did
have enough
summon
light fiends potentially.
Ooh.
So he wants to drop the Nibiru before Snake Eyes Flamebirds can touch down. Fox does have Divine Temple with the Snake Eye Diabell Star, so he'll still be able to play past this, but this is a good time to drop it. Finally, a Nibiru resolves here
Okay.
on the feature match stage of the World Championship.
It'll have
Cool looking World Championship token there, exclusive to this event.
14 events.
24 and
14.
Oh, that is really... You know, when you see 3 monsters go to the graveyard, you expect the token to be much stronger than that.
Not when they're a bunch of small, tiny little Snake Eye monsters.
On the field, they were stronger because of the temple, but in the
Very
graveyard,
true.
they're weenies.
Yep, the temple really does turn them into like what you would expect from an average, like normal summon level 4 monster. Gives them the Lodgin, Gemini Elf stats, stuff like that. Looks like Fox is considering using the Divine Temple maybe right now.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to use... Oh, no, it looks like he's opting out. He could have potentially saved the Snake Eye Bellstar effect for later use, but he's just going to
Ash.
conserve it for now.
I've not normal summoned, correct?
I don't believe he has.
Because it was
He started with the track and then
Slurry,
into
then
Diabell
Witch.
Star and then continued from there.
Poplar was the other one out of the hand.
Mhm. I'm telling you, I love Mulcharmy Perilia, especially against the Snake Eye deck. You're probably, I mean, if you have other interactions from your hand, you're going to get 3 cards out of it at minimum, usually. Depending on how your opponent draws.
It's pretty good against Ubel as well, so like
Yeah.
main decking it makes sense for this format.
Certainly does.
And if you don't need it, you can just toss it for something else.
Well, there's that other main deck Mulcharmy.
Wow, so both players deciding to main deck Mulcharmy Perilia here in this tournament.
Oh,
Maybe he hasn't paid off so far, but in this matchup, definitely having an impact.
Going into that IP Mask Arena with the Nibiru token as well as the Mulcharmy Perilia. Where does he go from here, though? The board is not all that formidable at this point. Simple battle phase would threaten quite a lot for Fox here, so he needs to put up just a little bit more. But I don't know if he really has the tools to do so.
I will attempt to.
Yeah, he's just going to leave up IP to try and go into SP Little Knight on Samuel's turn. But yeah, we'll have to see if it's just going to force out the battle phase. Sometimes getting the battle phase out of your opponent means you will survive into the following turn. So maybe you'll be relying on your follow-up potentially to get you back into the game.
And that's something he definitely has a lot of. There's a lot of follow-up simply from the Divine Temple. There are fires on the field, so the Promethean Princess in the graveyard will provide some value as well.
Good catch.
Samuel's from Switzerland, right?
1 card.
Yep.
That's a cool place. I always wanted to visit Switzerland.
Right.
I'll have to befriend Samuel and see if I can come hang out with him and get some duels in Switzerland. Australia would also be a great place to visit as well. Another destination
That is where I met Fox. Yeah.
I have not been to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think we've ever had a world championship in Australia or anywhere in Oceania, have we?
I don't think so.
Not that I know of.
Unless. That would be a fun place to go for sure. All right, Samuel working with a lot of monsters here. Let's see where he
I will.
chooses to go first in his turn. Now we're in main phase 1. It's going to be a normal summon of Snake Eyes Poplar.
Still a full hand because of that Mulcharmy Perilia. Even after using those, what, 4 interruptions from the hand?
Yep, 3 or 4. It was a lot, but it
Poplar
still
effect.
has a full hand thanks to Perilia for sure. Fox is thinking about responding here. Looks like it is A-OK.
It's 3 plus the Mulcharmy itself.
It's interesting here not opting to use the effect of the Divine Temple just yet, giving you potential other options besides just the Link 2 or Link 3 with the IP. You know, giving some access to Link 4s.
Nothing on rest.
Sure, he does have that Divine Temple. Is he going to use it?
Nothing on rest.
That's a
Nope.
lot of cards in hand, though. Maybe he wants to wait for a little bit here and see what else Samuel has before he decides which play to commit to.
I think that is going to be the case.
I will summon.
He's going to declare what monster he wants to summon. Let's see where he's going where first. Looks like it's going to be Hida.
That's
the
going to demand
Fire
an answer for
Charmer.
sure.
Fate. I mean, yeah, activate Poplar effect. Yeah, on itself.
Hida's been a key card in players' extra decks for quite some time now, with all these fire mirror matches, being able to take your opponent's cards. You know, especially because they have something like Snake Eye Ash that you haven't used yet. But unfortunately, Snake Eye Ash at 1 here this weekend, and we can see it, you know, hiding safely in Fox's Spell and Trap Zone.
That's a tough one, because if you use the Poplar and destroy Hida, doesn't that just add the Ash?
It might indeed. Just trying to listen and see what Fox is considering. He is,
Temple's going to
I think
summon
he
the
is
Oak.
thinking about the Princess, but that might be unsavory, as you mentioned. But the Oak is going to come from the Divine Temple. Poplar is going to Spell and Trap card zone. Oak is going to summon back Snake Eyes Poplar.
And keep in mind these monsters are bigger now because of the temple as well. So it's fine if they're placed in attack position.
Now, remind me, the Poplar that Sam summoned, did that search for Divine Temple or did it search for...
Original Sinful Spoils.
Okay, interesting. I figured a Divine Temple would have already been placed on the field because it would let him, summon a monster as soon as Fox summons a monster, but maybe holding off here because I guess you also don't want to give him a monster. Like, he could use his Divine Temple to summon the monster from your side, but then you could also use your Divine Temple to summon from his side. So...
Yeah, so it's tough in this case because Samuel's the turn player. If they both activate the Poplar, it targets, right? You have to target one of them?
No.
You don't have to target, okay.
Oh, wait, for the Divine Temple?
For
Or-
Divine Temple.
Oh, I think Divine Temple targets, not the Poplar doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you have Divine Temple and, it's my turn, and I summon and say, okay, I'll target this Divine Temple, and you say, well, Chain Link 2, I target the same thing. So the second player will win out in that
Yep.
case.
Yep, a lot of times you can use that, like Snake Eyes Flameburst Dragon, to kind of play around that as well. The same similar.
Yeah, it's just a
stance.
little rare that 2 temples trigger at the same time because that means you both had to have summoned a monster in that chain.
Could happen. But SP Little Knight coming down here for Fox.
Getting rid of that Hida.
Yep.
Hida would have demanded an answer here, being able to unlock all of the Snake Eye effects in Fox's graveyard.
I'll attempt to use Engraver's effect.
No response.
All right, Samuel is going to discard Fiendsmith Engraver to add a Fiendsmith spell or trap from the deck to the hand. Usually it's Fiendsmith's track, and it is the case here.
Staying consistent. Like to see it.
I still want to see someone add Fiendsmith in Paradise. I want to see that card resolve. Very easy to resolve, very easily accessible, but
Maybe one day.
it doesn't turn up in a lot of lists.
I feel like that card's going to get more popular later on.
It's a cool one. It also looks awesome. See, that's what I'm going for. If I can have a card that does something cool, feels good to activate, and it looks cool, that's just the trifecta.
Well, in the meanwhile, we're just going to be adding little old Lurie, discarding it, special summoning it.
Oh yeah, Lurie effect
It's
Engrave.
also fine. Yeah.
Now, this could be a moment where you might want to activate the Princess, but no, we're going to be letting it go.
And Requiem. Requiem effect.
Fiendsmith Requiem's going to use that quick effect to tribute itself off the field to special summon
Summon
a
Engrave.
Fiendsmith monster from the deck. Engraver appears
Try
again.
to activate Requiem's effect.
Okay, so now the Requiem is using its effect to try to equip itself to the Engraver. I imagine this is where Fox would want to use his response here.
And Samuel just really valuing that battle phase, wanting to try and push through Fox's board without forcing out like the IP or an SP here.
Response?
Yeah, that means he believes in the power of his hand. He has enough push.
Target the Engraver engrave.
Oh, that is
That's nice.
a lot.
Magnum.
Ooh,
Oh.
all right.
Sure.
So one Magnumate stopped by another Magnumate.
Should I chain my Magnum?
Samuel's still going to
So
lose
you
one of
target
the
same
engravers.
target as
Yeah,
me
yeah,
or
yeah.
A different target.
Sorry?
So
No, because
Magnum
Fox
target
declared
Engraver.
Engraver in his
Oh.
graveyard, and he just
Sorry,
assumed it was a
this
Requiem.
This was on top of the graveyard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I thought you pointed at this, so I want to.
Just to clarify, I did
Target
say
the-
Engraver engrave.
He did say Engraver.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that he was pointing the same.
So
time
this would be a
because,
situation where both
he
players will have
pointed
summoned in the same
graveyard.
chain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the Divine Temple could come up. Since it appears they did target different cards, even though Samuel did not want to.
I mean, yeah, Samuel wanted to target the same card, but yeah, this is also where you have to be clear and concise. He
So
didn't say what he was targeting, he just kind of pointed, but you're supposed to declare your targets verbally. But
So this is valid, this
nope,
is
looks
valid.
like they're going to resolve it where both of the cards get to come out here. So not as clean of plays as we've been seeing so far in the tournament, but yeah, you just want to make sure your communication with your opponent is always clear and concise, so there's no chance for any confusion. But both players are going to be activating the effect of Bestial Magnum to search at the end phase.
Yeah. Okay.
Fox still has the Promethean Princess in the graveyard as an interruption. And Samuel just stuck with that impermanent hand. Never really had an opportunity to use it because he had that Nibiru on the field.
Not that there was any. Oh, I guess IP Masquerade hitting it early would have been really strong. But now we still have this original. We'll see how far a Princess can go to stop this.
Looks like he's eyeing Snake Eye Oak.
Yep, Snake Eye Oak kicks the table, committed to it. We're going to summon or attempt to target the Snake Eye Poplar in the graveyard.
Samuel confusing his opponent's voice for the voice of the judge.
Sorry.
Yeah, tough habit to break.
So now Fox is really considering his options here about when to use the Promethean Princess. Opting to just go ahead and destroy his Oak to destroy his opponent's Oak and put the Promethean Princess onto the field, leaving just a lone Poplar and Magnamut on the field for Samuel, when a lot of the Fiendsmith engine has been used at this point, so accessing it via 2 monsters from the extra deck, not really going to change much at this position, and now all of a sudden Fox is back in this game.
Yeah, the Requiem is gone as well, so there's no real way to get that back into the extra deck, I don't think.
Yeah, that Bestial Magnum interaction went about as poorly as it possibly could for Samuel. Because not only is his opponent getting to have that Magnum touchdown on the field, he lost 2 monsters out of his own graveyard. Rough.
The Fiendsmith Graver won't be coming back either.
Well, one of them will, from the Little Knight.
Oh, that's right.
All right, Link's away for the Link 1 Relinquished Anima. No Link Haribo here. I like that the existence of Anima really plays the player's skill set. You have to have that zone placement perfectly. As you see, Fox has 3 monsters, all 3 of them in the zones that avoid Anima.
And now there is a Little Knight here.
After Little Knight.
I imagine it's going to go after the Promethean Princess to really limit Fox's follow-up. Yeah, looks like that's what's going to be. Just checking the graveyard, making sure there's nothing else. Maybe trying to find maybe the Flameburst Dragon to also, because there's usually only 1 copy in a lot of these lists now.
And it looks like that's going to be it for heading into the deck this turn.
To the main phase.
So end phase with turn 5 priority.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
End phase.
During the end phase, resolving that Bestial Magnamut that was activated earlier.
Patrick Swarm.
Jurostorm a good target to add.
Pass back over to me to resolve my. Yeah, I'll resolve my.
Now Fox is going to search out a dragon of his own.
Probably a similar one. Would you look at that?
It's also Druiswarm.
Who'd have thought?
Do you have any other end phase?
Not me.
Nope.
Resolve SP
All right, now SP Little Knight will return to the field at the end phase.
Both players, so many similar cards here. Little Knights, Engravers, Magnamuts.
It's almost like looking in a mirror. Match.
And then I have. Yeah.
Those red sleeves are sweet, though.
They are
I
nice.
think I might
I
like
like
them
them a
more
lot.
than the blue ones.
I've always liked the red ones more than the blue ones.
Which is strange because blue was one of my favorite colors. With blue, purple, those kind of colors. But these red sleeves are sweet.
Stand by face. If I ask you really nicely, would you let me pendulum summon?
Hilarious interaction there. Fox making us lighthearted.
I'm glad they're still having fun.
Would you let me pendulum summon?
This is a pretty
Sorry.
high stakes game here.
Nice surrender.
Oh, Samuel is putting his hand on his deck and calling it on this one.
Interesting. We know both of the main deck the Mulcharmy, right? So I assume Fox still has it, but Samuel won't. We'll have to see.
Ooh. I do see a cool card. We'll wait to see what he plays, but Samuel's going to start.
Not me.
Looks like there is not a Mulcharmy from Fox at this point. But we are going to be leading with that Fiendsmith Engraver. Been a strong lead all throughout this tournament so far, being able to just develop some really powerful bodies and some follow-up on the field without having to do much commitment, and then forcing your opponent to get some interruptions out of the way. And you have like a bit of a checklist, right, if this goes without any response?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you're looking for is draw and Lockbird, probably. That's the scariest thing that can happen when you lead with Fiendsmith Engraver. Looks like there is no draw and Lockbird. Might not be in Fox's deck. Or he could have just not drawn it potentially, but Tract is going to be added. Grab Fabled Lure to the graveyard, Fabled Lure from the graveyard to the field.
We've seen the song and dance before.
And now he's back to the graveyard. Poor Fabled Lure can't get a break.
I want to break. Anything on summon? Requiem's
Alright,
effect.
Requiem's going to have the quick effect, tribute itself off, and special summon the Engraver from the deck. It does special summon any Fiendsmith monster, currently only one target, and that is Fiendsmith Engraver.
I will... I'll activate Engraver cost.
Engraver putting back the Requiem, attempting to special summon himself from the graveyard. Is there a response?
Now Fox has something to say about it.
There's a Bestial Baldrake.
Bestial Baldrake.
That's a strong one.
This is when the
Operates-
Bestials at their best.
So operates as a quick effect because Samuel has a monster on the field, so he could not have done that earlier.
Yeah, but think about going after the Fabled Lure would have been nice too, but yeah, no monsters, no quick effect.
Look at
Oh, but triple
Oh,
tactics
no.
talent.
That's a tough one. Double
What?
Phantasm, Ash Poplar, oh no!
That is not a good hand. You have to imagine he's going to pick Snake Eyes Poplar.
But he has two Phantasmas. Are you not going to link summon?
No.
I guess not.
I'm going to try and have to deal with this Baldrake and then play Beatdown somehow.
Interesting thing to note, he did not activate Phantasme on the summon of Fiendsmith Requiem. One, maybe in anticipation of the tactics, or two, maybe he didn't want it to chain, but then that would result in just drawing a card, right? That's not even that bad.
True.
That's a tough choice, too.
You have to pick the Poplar. There's no way.
I mean, you have to pick the Pauper, but are you really choosing to pass after that?
Oh. So maybe
Yeah.
he's going with Ash Blossom because that will stop the next thing that Samuel's probably trying to do.
Yeah, he has to make at least half a field and know that he has to stop a Poplar, right?
Yeah.
And then just hope the Phantasme does not do enough.
Exactly.
Because he already knows what card he's putting back.
I will activate Monster Reborn.
And there it is.
Ooh.
Monster Reborn.
The cool Lost Art Monster Reborn, too.
Love to see it. It's actually a pretty good card right now. You think about Hida being cool, being able to take your opponent monsters. Going second, Monsterborn can do the same way. Can also act as a way to extend past.
No triggers.
But it looks like he is going to Link Summon and have the Phantasme drop from the hand. So now that power of the talents, getting that information, going to be a lot less useful.
I hope that, like, I always do this where I just see the cards that they drop. I'm just going to try to not spoil myself on this one.
So I'll summon, draw two.
Oh, would you look at that?
Would you look at that indeed? Draws a couple cards, going to return one since Samuel controls a Link monster.
Oh man, Phantasma is just the worst card to resolve. It's so hard to resolve here.
Phantasme is a great card. It works wonderfully sometimes. We've seen a lot of
He's
it.
talking more about the procedure. of
Yeah.
shuffling, right?
Oh, yeah, that's
Because
right.
normally
A little
you
bit more
wouldn't
muscle
have
to use,
shuffle.
but like,
Having fun.
Anything on res?
Nothing on res.
I will attempt to activate sequential.
No response.
So Sequence is going to go off without a hitch and send back
Shuffle back those.
2 Light Fiends.
We'll just do it first. Yep.
And that's going to make Fiendsmith's Lacrima.
Summon Lacrima.
Yeah, oh, man. Samuel definitely had some plays where he wouldn't have to Link Summon, but Love to see how it works out for him.
And yeah, Lacrima is the way that you get your banished Fiendsmiths back. Like, that is the one way you're getting him back.
Now, Baldrake doesn't have to tribute a dragon, right? It just has to be a lighter dark monster?
A lighter dark to banish the card that was summoned.
So we could go after the Lacrima here with Baldrake's effect.
Which would be a very reasonable choice, I'd say. Depends on like what you think you're saving it for. It resolves. I mean, Fox doesn't know how limited Samuel's hands can be. There has not been anything committed besides special summons here. No normal summons at all. Probably trying to preserve the Baldrake, try to get some more information from Sam based on how the play is further from here.
And he gets another shot at it now if he wants the Engraver.
Fox might just be valuing keeping both monsters on his side of the field to force out maybe like a battle phase at the start of his turn, or be able to immediately dive into the extra deck at the start.
Okay.
So he's going to equip
Effect of Engraver.
the sequence from the field to Engraver. So now he's going to use the effect to go after the Baldrake to send sequence.
Yeah.
But that targets...
This was really high value, I want to say, for Fox here, because now he's going to be able to potentially get rid of 2 cards here, one with the effect of Phantasme and one with the effect of Baldrake later in the turn.
Yeah, things are taking a turn for the worse here for Sam, it's looking like.
It's just a matter of what to pitch for the cost. The second Phantasme.
Does that give you any information if he doesn't put back the second Phantasme? Were the other cards he drew just that much worse?
Probably.
I did.
Oh.
I will pass through.
And yeah, that's going to... I don't think Samuel saw that one coming. And
It was
now he
only
just-
face up, but
but now it's just left with the Fiendsmith Lacrima on the field and passing to Fox, who already has an established board. We know he has, well, he potentially has that Snake Eyes Poplar, unless he put that back with the Phantasme.
but we didn't know he drew it, you know? It's only what we saw.
Oh, like the other copy? Oh,
Yeah.
No, yeah, but he
Technically-
he had the Poplar in his hand, yeah, still
Yeah.
there.
Normal.
And there's the one
And
there.
look at that.
There is a Poplar.
Just because we saw it. I mean, Sam didn't know.
No, yeah, but he knew the Poplar was there.
No, he put
left
it back. Oh, did
no,
he?
put
No,
Ash
he
Blossom
left
back.
it.
He put back the Ash
Yeah,
Blossom, you're right.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
forgot about that.
And now original Sinful Spoils is going to be added to the hand with Snake Eyes Poplar's effect. Samuel's going to need some interactions from the hand here to survive in this game and potentially this tournament.
Does he only have 1 card in his hand?
1 or 2, it's tough. Can't really tell.
Ash. Chainlink 1, Ash, Chainlink 2, Poplar.
Snake Eye Ash, Chainlink 1, Snake Eyes Poplar, Chainlink 2. Dose.
Sorry? Oh, yes. Yeah. Any on-field triggers?
No.
Poplar effect?
Yes.
Ash effect?
All right, now Ash is going to send itself and the Snake Eyes Poplar in the spell and trap card zone to the graveyard to special summon Snake Eyes Flameburst Dragon. And he already has 8,000 points
this
of
is
damage
enough
on
damage,
the
right?
field.
Yeah, because you could just bump back the Lacrima.
Yep, so he's just running the math, making sure he
You're
has
like,
enough. You want to be able to go for game with the least amount of actions as possible
Yeah, how many summons was this?
every
Like
time
3?
you can.
And he knows that Samuel plays Nibiru because he got hit with it in the first game.
Definitely on the front of his mind.
Effect. I'll just put this to spell trap zone.
Battle.
Attempt to enter the battle phase.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is
Yep.
enough. Fox moves
I'm
on.
just so tilted with the